then they got 5 times 5 different options, which is equal to 25. For 30 fields, there are as many options, as many sowing strategies as there are stars in the universe. And how they currently do it is literally like that. So they rely on their knowledge and their grandfather's textbooks, and they're missing out on an opportunity to earn up to a quarter more and still reduce the risk. So we teamed up with Delta, which is the largest Serbian company in general that has got their own seed varieties. And we built this recommendation system where each color denotes a different variety. So now they know where to sell and where to distribute those seed varieties. So how do we do that? Well, we're using a combination of big data and optimization and AI. We're gathering data from satellites, field data, climate data, soil data, and we have some ground truth data we use to calibrate this system. So we're building these yield prediction maps, which we update every 2 weeks as the new data arrives. And also we can estimate the risk here. And this opens the alley for another use case for financial institutions where we can optimize the bank's premiums and insurance rates. So our value proposition is characterization of these seed varieties for seed companies. It's also rapid, data-driven risk assessment of farmers. And for the farmers, we're giving optimal decisions that can increase their profit and decrease their risk. So our business model is B2B, software as a service, and we have either yearly subscription or we can take a percentage of the revenues. We have already some small pilots with a number of banks, insurance companies, and a number of agriculture companies. So at 3 euros per hectare for AI-driven recommendation, and with just 0.5% of the fee, the market is 2 billion euros per year. And the good thing is that top 10 seed companies own 70% of the market. So during the REACH Incubator, we teamed up with Delta. We also have a paid pilot with K+S, which is one of the largest fertilizer producers in the world. But we also teamed up with AB InBev, which is one of the largest beer producers, because in order to produce beer, you need to produce barley. And we have a pilot in Russia. We also got a StarTech grant, and we launched a number of pilots across the world, which ensured steadily growing revenues. So this is our team. Sanya and I are the co-founders. We both hold PhDs in data analytics, and I'm proud to say that our team grew for 2 more people, and now we have full gender balance in this company. So what is it that we're after? So our first step will be to secure clients, to find a few places to pilot our technology to prove that it's globally scalable and they can work well in different geographies. And then after that, we want to raise the investments, but not just regular investments in terms of money. What we actually need is the contact with the industry to scale things up across the world and across different use cases. So thank you very much.
Great job. Thanks. Questions, 3 minutes, start now.
Thank you very much. You listed 3 different value props and business models. Where is your focus?
Well, currently, we took this in a bit of opportunistic way. So what managed to clear out in the end is that agriculture companies are our main focus. We have this project with Delta, which we will have as a commercial product next year. We also have negotiations with KWS. We've got a project with K+S. So I believe that agriculture companies are our main priority.
Hi, good presentation.
Thank you very much.
The question I have is regarding go-to-market strategy. So you presented a very aggressive international expansion on your slide. Can you talk a little bit more about it?
Of course. What we're hoping to achieve is the global scalability, and that's one of the reasons why we're using globally scalable data, like satellite images, like global soil maps, global weather data, etc. So it's just a matter of some data we need to calibrate the models to scale it up. So it's quite easy to scale up. And one of the ways that we hope to scale up is, for example, through Delta. Delta doesn't have operations just in Serbia, it's got operations around the Balkans, in Italy, and other countries where soybean is grown. AB InBev is also a large multinational company with barley production all over the world. And it's very interesting that with K+S, we launched a pilot both in Germany and Uganda. Because when we spoke with K+S, we thought that we're going to do optimizations for Germany, but for example, maize yield in Germany is already 15 tons, and it could be 16 or 17, but it can't be 30. And in Uganda, the yields are 2 tons per hectare. And if you come from 2 tons to 4 tons using digital technologies and smart recommendation, well, you basically solve the problem of hunger in Africa. And so we're hoping to team up with these large companies and through them to reach the global market.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. In your technical description, you talk about your machine learning pipeline. And I will ask if you have any data about the throughput of your pipeline, and which component of the pipeline could be a bottleneck if you have to scale to 1,000 or millions of samples.
Excuse me, so if I understood the question correctly, you're asking which model we're using to scale it up?
Yeah, no, which is the throughput of your pipeline?
Oh, that's a good question, and it's the one that we're struggling right now because, for example, we did it for Serbia and it went quite well, and then Russia came and things started getting a bit slower. So we did code profiling to see which part of the code consume most of the time. We parallelized the things, and it's starting to work well. And also, we migrated to the high-performance computing server. And thank you very much, Alexander. I think
Marco.
it's time to go. Thanks for the questions.
Great presentation.
Goodbye.
Marco, everyone. Great. So I want to invite Lewis to the stage to present CYC, a predictive tool for demand planners.
Hello. Here. Well, hi everybody, I'm Luis Ramon, and I am the Data and Artificial Intelligence Manager at CYC. And today, I would like you to meet John. John is a demand planner at a retail company, and he has a stressful job. He struggles to get data from different departments to make his demand forecast and share the insights with the top management. But at the end of the day, management isn't happy. Unhappy with the accuracy of the forecasts, unhappy with the product waste, and unhappy with the out of stocks. And that is just an easy day for John. Because more and more frequently, John faces situations where consumer behavior drastically changes due to food safety crises, logistical challenges, or even natural disasters. And how do people react to these events? And how can companies adapt to them? Well, these are important questions for John. And that's why at CYC we have created a tool to assist John to place the right product at the right price at the right time. A tool to allow John to analyze sales evolution, stock evolution, to identify new product relationships, to optimize demand planning, and to react to sudden changes, to identify sudden changes. Because increasing forecast accuracy will allow us to reduce inventory management costs. But even more, our tool will allow companies to be better prepared to adapt to changes, and thus offer a better service. A better service for their own customers, but also a better service for those customers coming from other retail stores which didn't adapt soon enough. Considering our business model, we have been working on business intelligence services for more than 20 years and artificial intelligence services for more than 5 years. So we already have a relevant set of important customers. But now we have a specialized tool focused on a specific niche market. And we want to offer this tool through 3 different packs. First, to organize, we seek to put data to work, to create relevant information to assist demand planning. Next, we propose to evolve demand planning, adding artificial intelligence to the mix to increase forecast accuracy and to better estimate also safety stocks. And last, we have Revolve, to turn when the path changes, to react to the unpredictable, thanks again to artificial intelligence. And we have a huge market opportunity, since we can address any kind of company which buys, sells, and sometimes transforms products, and which can benefit from demand information to better plan their production or their purchases. If we consider only retailers and consumer packaged goods manufacturers, McKinsey established a total market value of 87 billion euros. At CYC, we have just identified 100 potential customers, and we pretend to reach half of them in the next 3 years. We expect to start selling organized packages during the first year, and then start to sell evolve and revolve solutions during the second and the third year. But we are not alone in the market. We consider two kinds of competitors. Those focus on data technologies with low specialization on the sector, and those specialize in supply chain with low specialization on data technologies. And we want to be in the middle, but we are not there alone. So we have to make our differentiation through our unique selling points. Safety stock based on artificial intelligence and anomaly detection to react to changes. And how are we doing? We are currently working with several pre-sales for potential customers coming from these supply chain segments, and we are supporting our commercial team with a marketing plan focused on strategic partnerships, communications, and the participation in events. And who we are? We are a mix of 16 business and technical professionals growing within a medium-sized company.
Time for Q&A.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
This is the investment we need to grow.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
You're welcome.
Do you have already some paying customers?
Some paying customers, yeah. We have been working on services. We are data tech providers, and we have current customers on this business line. But now we are trying to grow with this specialization tool focused on this niche market, and we are starting to gain this commercial leads.
Okay. From your pitch, I was kind of confused. Is this a project-based startup or a product-based startup? And if it's a product-based startup, how much is your sales cycle and implementation time?
We are trying to prepackage as much as possible a service, because we create data solutions. Yeah. We create data solutions, and always you have to adapt the solution to each deployment. But we are prepackaging most of the solution through different dashboards, different methodologies to build these models, and then we will just to adapt a connection to data and retraining these models. The time to deploy. It depends on the size. For example, for an organized package, we could deploy the solution in 1 month, for example. Yeah, and also the artificial intelligence models, we expect to start low with pilot projects with artificial intelligence to beat the uncertainty that some customers feel to this kind of technology. So we suppose that also 1 or 2 months could be enough to deploy these kind of models.
Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
So I would like to ask how the pipeline that you have developed for this project is automatized. Is you used any tool or any system to automatize the movement of the data along the...
We have started from a big data lambda architecture, and we remove the components that are not used to meet the requirements of our customers. And we use standardized tools to each of the roles of the technologies in this architecture. For example, to orchestrate data flows or to transform this data. And we use standard technologies for on-prem or cloud or in-cloud solution deployment. We are currently working with Azure mostly, and we are also starting to analyze Amazon Web Services.
You have most probably analyzed the Spanish market. How many customers you have, and what's the average monthly pay from the customers that you're willing to get?
We currently have, monthly I wouldn't tell you, but we made more or less €500,000 per year with our customers in the business intelligence services. So what we expect is to reach these figures based on these kind of projects, but also based on our experience, we know that 20% of the revenues will be coming by maintenance and low evolution services. That's the floor or the basis to reach these calculations.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. So, great presentations. I want to invite Antonio from HOPU to present climate change optimization tool.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. So let's go. Hold 1 second. Yeah. Here we are. So we are HOPU. We are a company focused on climate change mitigation. As you know, now we have a lot of challenge to address. Urban heat island, strength of tourists, all the new mobility mechanisms. And the most important, we need to understand what is the real impact and that we are really addressing at the proper way with all these initiatives, all the huge challenge of climate change. For that reason, we need to really understand what happened in our cities. What is the human dynamics, how people move, how people behave. What is the real value and impact of every Green Deal initiative? What is also the impact of the urban health? What is all the value? And for that is what we are using an intelligent platform, gathering data from sensors in place, also satellite data from Copernicus and all the available data sets, private and also commercial. With this tool, we are creating more than 40 models already. We are working with more than 55 cities, for example, to understand what is the value proposition of motor sharing, of the sharing these scooters, also low emission zones, and other initiatives. All the data is being verified and assessed by external institutions, because for us it's very important to guarantee that the data and conclusions are really reliable and trustable, because we are putting millions of euros on this initiative. And the last one, we need to guarantee that the conclusions are traceable and compliant with the Green Deal and the Next Generation European funding, because they will also analyze and audit beyond the time that all this is really going that direction. For that reason, we are creating a go-to-market solution together with different constructors, information system integrators. We are already, as I mentioned, working over 55 cities, creating this model and going to the market. And thanks to this solution, we were able to create a specific product for tourists in order to understand what are the dynamics of the stress of the people in one of the most important public and bank holidays in Spain that is called Las Fallas in Valencia. This has been very successful solution because we learn how people behave in this tourist attraction. And the most important, now he's already been acquired by 4 other cities at this time. We are talking about €500,000 revenue only from this particular model, started by one of the most important tourist areas like La Manga, also Cádiz in the south of Spain, and also Paterna in Valencia. Valencia, the city that is participating and supporting us, has already agreed 2 contracts. One contract already paid of €30,000 to extend the solutions for La Albufera, and another contract that we will do with Play and Go with our data provider in January. So thanks to this, we are having a growth plan. We are being supported. Right now, we are in a Series A where we have already committed some investors to go up to 2.5 million. Right? So far, we are covered already €2 million for a Series A round, and we are able really to make this model successful and replicable for everybody. The traction is that we are this year closing with almost €3 million revenue, duplicating year after year, over 60 public grants, and the most important, growing in number of cities, but not only in number of cities, cities that are using our service and replicating our service, because what we really want to do is to create the kind of Microsoft Office for climate change, the tool that you use to understand how every action will impact and will improve, and that is our ambition. The collaboration with Play and Go has been excellent. We have a contract coming with the city. We have been continuing evolving the solution after the experience session in order to make sure we comply with all the expectations. And the most important, we have a strong team behind, 35 people really working together, data scientists, user experience, hiring a new CPO, and making this potentially growing. So thank you so much, and looking forward for your question. And if you have any interest to join climate change mitigation, let's discuss.
3 minutes for questions, starting now.
Thank you very much for the presentation. So, who is your dream customer?
Sorry,
who is your dream customer?
my customer is the city.
City, yes. And how long are the sales cycles, and will they pay you monthly or as per project?
They pay me per project with annual recurrent revenue that we usually set up to minimum 2 years, up to 5 years. And the sales cycle is around 6 months. That is the usually. We already manage because our banks understand our business, so they are giving us all the bank support in only 1.8%. Hopefully, we will go to 1.3 of interest. Just for every contract we are granted, they give us the money in advance only with 1.8% of interest. So we are managing this cash flow big challenge. That was a very difficult situation for us, but 6 months on average. And the good point is that when you sign a contract for 5 years, they pay you in advance all this money. So you are in some way also getting some previous money, and they don't really need to go year after year. After that, up to 5,000 euros of recurrent revenue, you can also do it as an extension, as an improvement. So that are kind of benefit of public administration.
Okay, thank you. Question that I have is, you're doing BTG, and you have hardware and software. So congrats on that. That's pretty challenging. The question I have is, one, was regarding the sales cycle. How much is it? And the second one is, what is your focus? Is it going to be the hardware, the software? And if it's the hardware, are you financing your customers up front?
So, excellent question. So the hardware, we are already leaders in air quality monitoring station in Spain, and we realize that we cannot really grow much more, and this is very difficult to grow in that direction. So we are making our software and service totally agnostic of the hardware. All our investment round is only for the software. Our investors don't want to know anything about the hardware. Of course, they like it that we have a successful revenue stream, but they don't care. And we are making this agnostic. So the value proposition is really about the service, about this, providing this tool for making climate change mitigation audits, and of course, also thinking about new ways to deliver the service. We are partners, distributors, we are creating an academy for creating certification programs to make sure that we are not always the ones interacting with the city, that in some way we can create a platform like Microsoft, Google, and people can integrate it and make business out of it.
Yeah, so a quick question. So
don't worry about that.
Yeah, you mentioned the data quality, the importance of the data quality in your technical description. I would like, which issues did you find in the play and go data sets regarding to data quality, and how do you handle them?
So that indeed, data quality is extremely important because we are talking about investment based on that. We are using a platform that is called Fireware. We have a thing called contextual intelligence. We have created together with Cisco and a standard in IEEE called 2510 that makes this data contextualization for getting this data quality assessment. It's 2510. You can join us and contribute there. And the most important is thanks to the contextual intelligence, we can correlate data from satellite, like Copernicus, with the data we are collecting from the local station and the data and the conclusion we are having. So satellite data, we have in fact Copernicus booth here, is not very accurate, but it's very good to correct and understand that the data and the decisions you are doing are more or less make sense. After, with the local sensor, with the hyperlocal data like Play Can Go, this is where really, when we know that this is inside the thresholds, then we can go there, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Great presentation, Antonio. For next presentation, I want to invite Sebastian from Rebase Energy, who'll be presenting an energy forecasting and optimization toolkit.
Thank you so much. So, hello everyone, I'm Sebastian, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rebase Energy. So this is yesterday's energy system with large centralized generation units pushing down the electrons in one direction to a very stable demand. But this is changing rapidly with a much more complex and distributed weather-dependent system with millions of distributed assets getting integrated into distribution and prosumer level. This is a problem when it comes to managing the grid, and that's why we need accurate energy modeling. So we see several concrete challenges when it comes to energy modeling today, from data collection, data pipelining for reproducibility and maintainability, modeling complete systems holistically, not just siloed energy components, and also making use of state-of-the-art open source models. That's why we are building the AI tooling layer to streamline energy modeling operations, boost performance, and save time. Our business model is based on a platform as a service business model, generating recurring revenues and being highly scalable. We have the Rebase Data Hub, where we aggregate and harmonize data from dispersed sources, providing that in a unified API to our customers. And we will have the Rebase Modeling Toolkit, where we allow our customers to rapidly iterate, backtest, and deploy state-of-the-art energy models. During the REACH program, we have acquired 5 new customers and prolonged the contract with 2 of our existing customers. So just to tell you quickly a little bit about our customers. So Rexel is our energy hardware provider. They sell solar, batteries, electric vehicles. We have created a mean for them to create quick simulations to maximize ROI and showcase that for our customers, which acts as a lead generator for them to boost their business model. Polar Structure, or Polar Energy, is a new energy company, very innovative, that provides an energy as a service business model, not charging anything for the upfront investment of their assets to the clients. They use our tool to plan and optimize the siting and sizing of the distributed energy assets, thereby maximizing their value propositions for their customers and streamlining sales operations. Our go-to-market is threefold. We're starting with the energy service providers in mind. This is a segment where we already have good network and connections. As well, we don't need to do any customer education. Then we're going into the energy company segment, and then further on to the cities and real estate owners, which is a far bigger market, but also much more difficult to penetrate. This is almost a 5 billion euro opportunity, and we have calculated our sum to be more than 100 million euros, which means that with a revenue multiple of 10x, we could become a billion euro company. Our go-to-market strategy is twofold. We're now doing very much direct sales and outbound. We're going to add a second part of this rocket to become a truly product-led growth company, and thereby being able to scale up our operations much quicker. This is our amazing team of data scientists, engineers, and software engineers. We have a strong connection to the KTH innovation ecosystem in Stockholm, and a strong insight in the energy system. Right now, we're in the market, we have paying customers, we have more than we can handle at the moment, so we're scaling up our team. We're raising a 1.5 million euro investment to grow the commercial side and also develop our platform further. This will give us a 20-month runway to get to a Series A and 101 million euros in revenue. Most of this investment will go into scaling up the commercial team, acquiring key resources when it comes to growth, sales, and go-to-market. And we actually already have acquired one, which is a sales expert from E.ON, one of the biggest energy utilities in Europe, which will start with us in January next year. Thank you so much. I'm opening up for questions.
Yep. Questions, 3 minutes, go.
Thank you very much for a very good presentation. So right now your dream customer is energy manufacturers or?
Key customers?
Yes.
Energy service providers. So it's both customers that actually provide energy hardware and software. So we act as a kind of foundational AI layer for them to get APIs and tooling to create their services on top of. And then we're also providing our services to energy companies, as you saw. They're using it mainly for optimization and forecasting, typically in energy trading or operation of distribution networks.
What are your current revenues?
Our current revenues is so ARR at 72,000 euros, and we're planning to grow this with 1 year in 300, and the next year after that with 1 million, as I said, to raise the Series A.
Thank you. Nice pitch, nice flow. Can you talk a little bit more about the product-led growth? So what is your North Star metric? Where are you at right now? Where you want to be by the Series A?
Yes. I mean, right now, I will be honest, we're very much like, let's say, a small team with a small commercial team. It's standing actually in front of you right now, that we will grow going forward. So a lot of our growth right now has been up to like going out in conferences, events, meeting people, talking with people. We're now actually taking up a person that has long experience in sales in energy sector from E.ON, and that person will actually be the one helping us to grow that part of the business and actually generating that second part of the rocket that will help us to really boost the sales. When it comes to product-led growth, we see that our business model is really like a software-based business model. We can provide easily freemiums and trials to our customers. So we're really trying to work on this bottom-up growth instead of just going top-down. So having people sign up really quick, testing and so on, reaching out on LinkedIn, emails, etc. That's really the part of the strategy. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. In your technical description, you mentioned that you can perform 1,000 simulations So you have any benchmarking of your system on how it could scale?
How it could scale or the performance?
Performance, yeah.
Performance, okay. When it comes to performance, we already have a geospatial data hub that can, like throughput there, we digest several hundreds of gigabytes every day. And the data hub is today at half a petabyte of data, so it's quite big scale, and we're going for even larger going forward. When it comes to accuracy that generates, we have seen that, for example, by combining weather forecast model, we collect weather forecasts for not just one institute, but several ones. So from Deutsche Wetterdienst, Meteo France, UK Met Office, FMI in Finland, Norwegian Meteorological Institute, etc. By combining this together, we can actually generate a boost on forecasting accuracy by 20% for many parameters like temperature, wind speeds, wind power, solar power, etc.
Okay, thank you.
So,
thank you so much.
Great presentation. Thank you. So, for the last presentation, I want to invite Matthias from Tsenso, who will be presenting quality assurance and sale forecast for fresh produce.
Well, thank you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear jury, Matthias, founder and CEO. Fresh Index brings the true quality, freshness and safety of food by IoT and AI. Every year, European food companies lose 12 billion euros of their profit because food is complex. The pellet that arrived yesterday might have a perfect shelf life. The pellet arriving today, significantly less, and it will spoil before it gets sold because today's food quality processors are not able to handle that. That's why we bring Fresh Index. Digital quality assurance as a service. We provide food scanners, IoT devices, powerful AI models, ready-made available in the cloud. We speak GS1 global language, so you can connect our solution directly to the corporate company message backbone. You deploy the scanners, and as new products arrive, we can give you information like sweetness, acidity, dry matter, shelf life. The key USP is that we don't provide a bunch of measurements, but valuable, actionable information on pallet level. And this helps our customers to reduce the food waste, increase quality processes, and their profit margin. And if you use quality assurance and demand forecasting, from 7 even to 12 or 15% benefit. During the REACH Incubator, we were able to demonstrate our solution with Migros for the annual seasonal supplier change for mangoes. The countries of origin, all others are gray. You can see the mangoes from Brazil in green. And we were able to pinpoint the problem. Yes, Brazil has a problem. There were 3 key suppliers that caused this problem, and the problem was solved. The market we serve is huge, AI in the supply chain, and our pricing matches the customer benefits. So a warehouse can save some employees, some food waste. We take about 1/3 of that benefit. If you take the numbers of warehouses and the numbers of stores times our pricing, you get a bottom-up market size of over 3 billion. Of course, there's competition. Food scanners, food AI, but they all want to serve the food producers, the AgTech. We don't. We built a solution directly to the needs of our customers, wholesalers, and retailers. The key IP is filed for patent, and according to Rewe, a large German retailer, we are the only promising approach. The team is 10 people strong at the moment. Christian, my co-founder, and I know each other since university times. He's the brain of the venture, I'm the heart, and we are supported by a business and administration team, a cloud IT team, hardware, and our core, the modeling and IT team. The company itself is almost bootstrapped. For the next 2 years, the current team size is fully funded by government grants, and we have first customer revenue, but not recurring yet. We aim to hit 5 million in 3 years, and to get there, we ran several pilots lately. Migros liked our mango demonstration. They will do with us a pilot next year. And our German pilot customer, who unfortunately does not want to get named in public, is currently doing a pre-rollout with us. And the decision on the national rollout will be in June, July next year. So, if this rollout comes, we need to increase the team size to manage this, and then we need to do a seed investment round of 1 million. So please, get in contact with me if you like FreshIndex, so we get to know each other, that we can do some due diligence, because if things get hot next summer, we want to close the deal quickly. Thank you.
Great. Awesome presentation. 3 minutes. Q&A starts now.
Thank you very much. Right topic ahead of lunchtime.
It is.
Are you a hardware, software, or service company? Are you hardware, software, or service company?
We are a service company. We are agnostic when it comes to the hardware. The hardware has to do its job, but the key focus is to provide the right service for our customer, and the right service lies in the power of our AI models.
And all the hardware is outsourced, right?
Not yet. We have a prototype built ourselves. For scaling, we are currently talking to 2 hardware suppliers, but for the pilot that is running now, it's our own model. But for scaling, yes, it will be outsourced.
And how you told your business model will be like revenue or profit sharing, kind of?
And a monthly service fee.
Monthly service fee, okay.
But basically, this, the fee has to be in a size that it makes sense. So retail has an expectation to have an ROI with less than 6 months. So that kind of gives us the price range where we are.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Good presentation. Can you talk a little bit about the metrics that you want to achieve before your seed round?
Sorry?
Can you talk a little bit about the metrics that you want to achieve before your seed round?
The seed round is basically, we have proven in our current pilots that the solution fits the market need. Now we need to, the key metrics for this pre-rollout is to really validate the willingness to pay of our customer. The technology basically, I think, is set. So if they match our pricing and we have a 2 to 3 year contract, I think that's it.
Thank you for your presentation. So in your technical specification, you describe your data pipeline and your machine learning pipeline. And I would like if you use a specific tool to automatize the pipeline and to move the data from one side of the pipeline to the end of the pipeline.
So you're speaking to the sales guy, but I try to share with you my knowledge. So the IT is built on Kubernetes, so it's cloud agnostic, AWS, you can put it wherever you want. The pipeline itself is built in Spark. So basically we run Spark LTL, ETL processes to get the data from incoming to a provisioning layer where then all the models run, and basically we do batch processing. We calculate the results up front, so when the user wants to see his results or his performance, it's already there, it just has to be retrieved from the database. If that answered the question, if not, ask it again.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great, Matthias. Thank you. Great 5 presentations. First of all, I want to thank you guys, the 2 investors and the tech wizard with us, for dedicating the time to evaluate. Thanks. So I invite you to join our colleagues over there to sum up the impressions and come up with the winner of this round. But in the meantime, what's coming up next for REACH Incubator? So our aim is to demonstrate that we can break the data silos by enabling this multi-stakeholder, cross-sectorial collaboration, and to boost the data-fueled sustainable solutions. We just launched our second open call. For interested startups, they can win up to 120,000 euros in equity-free funding, access to large corporates and their data sets, the REACH Toolbox, which is a set of software available for them and their development, access to private investment, digital and business skills and mentoring, big data infrastructure, and visibility. As you can see on the screen, these are data providers and digital innovation hubs that we currently work with, and they have posted challenges and data sets on our website. Themes and challenges we cover are as you can see here. We cover quite a wide variety of those, so an applicant can choose the one that fits best. But there are 3 ways to apply. One is selecting the challenges and the themes provided by our data providers and digital innovation hubs, or bringing their own data provider and together solving the challenge, which is called a free choice. So, deadline for applications are the 22nd of February. We expect an interesting selection. As in last year, we had 180 applicants, and as you see here, these are the top 5 startups that we brought to Slush with us. So, as we'll give our juries 1 more minute to get their thoughts straight and to let us know who the winner is and who will take the prize of this beautiful moment and additional 20,000 euros in equity-free funding. And the moment, as I'm aware, is the Finnish toy that we want to give as a nice memory of Slush as well. So, and here are the startups. Guys, great presentations. And 11 months of great work has led you here, and time to see who has won. So, sorry about that. And the winner is Cropt. There you go.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Lea. Thank you. Thanks.
So,
Yeah, thanks for moving.
so group photo, and I want to thank everyone for participating.
I can't hug Moomy and you at the same time, so sorry for that.
All right.
Come on, take off the masks as well. Look
Thank you.
Awesome. So, this is the end of the event. I think we need to get off stage and make room for the next people here. So, thanks everyone. Hope you enjoy.